What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Get Off My Lawn. You can tell, am I frozen? All right, hold on.
This mook
Am I good?
flailing about, lounging on the sofa. Oh, you're frozen again. No. Not good. Not good.
Now we're
Good.
now we're good. I feel like
Welcome to Get Off
hello,
My
everyone.
Lawn.
Welcome to Get Off My Lawn. I feel like we've gone from our usual talk show just because my new scenery where I'm sitting on the couch. It's like, hello, welcome to another episode of Get Off My Lawn, where we talk about your feelings and about foam flinging.
Apparently about
Yeah,
Jesus.
no. It's Get Off the Couch. No, welcome to another episode. Quick update. Why am I on a couch? I had my hip replaced 10 days ago. Because I had my hip replaced, sitting in a normal chair for longer than half an hour hurts a little too much. So I've had to do the couch thing. So I got my leg up with some ice on my hip, and I'm good to go. So for those sitting at home with Get Off My Lawn thinking, you know what, that's an old man thing, and you're not thinking we're old men, I got my hip replaced. What does that tell you? I'm an old man. This is the right show. You're in the right place. Welcome to another episode of Get Off My Lawn, man. Um, as you can tell, in terms of updates from me, not many Nerf things lately, some medical things. So that's kind of been keeping me busy. And like, I guess the quick update is surgery went very well, very successful. Um, it was outpatient surgery. They sent me home the same day, which is crazy. I haven't had to take the heavy meds, which is nice. Painkillers, yes, but just Tylenol. And the thing is, man, it's like, all right, we want you up and walking and moving. So I have been walking, I have been moving, and I am now, what, 10, 11 days out. My wife has not killed me yet, so this is good. I'm trying to be a good patient, but she's taken excellent care of me, so I'm very appreciative and happy of that. But at the same time, mobility is good, pain is good, and yeah, I am looking forward to the next event where I'm not limping. This is something. With that said, again, we have another show today, and so it's not just me as well. And I hope to be here the whole show. If not, lucky there is a couple of us on this. So again, we have also that does this with me, Captain Xavier. Cap, man, what's shaking, brother?
Not a whole lot. I have been shooting some blasters. Toys. These toys here. These toys that I'm holding up. I've increased my loner blaster arsenal for the big events. So I got a bunch of strikers, I got a bunch of Nexus Pros, I got some Villainators, some Magnum Super Drums, some Outlaws, some Venoms. And I'm tuning them all for both 150 and 130 are the two FPS caps that we run. So the goal is to be able to run any of them at least those. Trying to upgrade the Villainators, they're not going for it. The springs that I put in them make them sound real angry, but haven't actually improved the performance at all. So I may have to try a different spring. We'll see.
Wait, you haven't had a joint replaced? It's just me.
I've needed to have my knees replaced for about 20 years now. I ruined them in my youth, and I've always had a bad back. I would do anything for a cybernetic back. And maybe my left eye. If I get one of those robot eyes that lets me like shoot lasers or see in the dark, that would be pretty cool.
Well, if you get your knee replaced, man, I'll come out for a week and babysit you and build stuff in the shop in the meantime.
Yeah, just loot my stuff. I can see it.
We'll set up a camera.
Dowochevsky wants to know how big the scar is.
Interesting. I don't know yet. Just because the way it's done. So mine is the anterior approach, so it's not on the back side where they cut through your butt muscle. It's actually on the front to the side where they don't cut muscle. They kind of slice and push everything aside. But internal dissolvable sutures, then medical glue, and then this big bandage that has become one with my skin that does not come off for another like week. So I have no idea. But my guess is probably going to be 5 or 6 inches. That'd be my guess. But I do like this because I can shower with it. It's medically clean, meaning like you don't have to worry about dirty bandages or infections. It's just sealed, and I can be an idiot about it and not screw it up. So it's mostly idiot proof.
Good. It's gonna need it.
Yes.
Let's see what else we got going on in the chat. Somebody says, I'm going to Nashville. Yes. Next weekend? Is it already next weekend?
No.
2 weekends. That's what I thought.
Yes.
Yes,
Not this
next
weekend. Next
weekend
weekend.
is for our next Borst War, and then the weekend after that, I am ultimately going to Knoxville. What did I say? Well, I'm flying into Nashville and then getting a ride to Knoxville with our guest, who we'll be having here on in a bit. Yeah, so they're in the chat here. B&B Indoor Nerf Arena reached out and said, hey, you want to come to our place? And I thought, I've never been to Tennessee. Let's go. I've never nerfed there. I'll get a new flag. It'll be cool. They got a weird looking flag.
They do, but it'll be something different. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So yeah, you're going out to I would love to drive down because I think Knoxville from where I am is probably I think it's about 8 or 9 hours. Yeah, I can't do it. Not in this hip.
Yep, no good.
No.
I'm hoping to get to do some other fun stuff there. Anytime I do a trip now, I always try to sneak in some side quests. Nashville does have 2 Lego stores, so I'll be going to them. There's a couple of opportunities for some new root beer. I'll be looking into that. And the man behind the curtain is working on potentially something fun that I don't want to talk about in case it doesn't happen.
Right.
And then I also planned another trip in September. I will be going to Detroit.
What?
Mostly as a cover to sneak into Canada and buy some root beer. But I will also be going to the Z13 or whatever they call it, HVZ event that they do. Should be hitting about 3 Lego stores on that trip, plus lots of opportunities for root beer. And that one I'll be bringing Sergeant Deplorable with me. So
it's about time. He hasn't made it to anything this year. I know kid's been busy.
Yeah,
so good to see him come out.
He got shipped off to his new job and hasn't been able to go to anything. So I went out to visit him last month, and then I'm dragging him to Detroit with me. Should be awesome.
Well, it's interesting. Of the events you're going to, we should also mention the ones that are happening that you and I will not be able to attend. First and foremost, obviously, we have End War coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend in North Carolina. I cannot make, well, clearly, I'm on a couch with a pack of ice. I'm not going to make it, but there are going to be enough people out there, and there has been kudos since North Carolina's been running it that has been run fairly well. If you get the chance, man, and you're close to it, go check it out. Let us know. But man, it's North Carolina in July, so it is going to be hot and stupidly hot. So please hydrate and dress safely.
Swamp cat, Mandem. Do you mind? She does not mind.
No.
Yes, I will not be going to End War this year because I'll be running a Borst War that weekend. I have other events. Mandem.
Actually, aren't you in Nashville that same weekend?
Is it that weekend?
Oh, it's the weekend after. Never mind. Either way, yeah, you're busy.
I'm busy. Yeah, not going.
And then the other.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought, brother.
Well, the next event would be RAG, next big one that I know of.
Yes.
I know there's lots of other smaller ones. But yeah,
RAG, I'm hoping to make it out too, but we'll see how my healing goes and timing and everything else. That's on the calendar. Schedule is my yearly pilgrimage out to the Pacific Northwest. We'll see what works out in terms of schedules.
We'll see how that works. Not going to Jeb. I know there's a whole bunch of folks from the hobby going to Jeb this year. Out of Darts, Brett, some others.
You have, out of Darts, you have Flux, you have Luchathor, you have Ri-Fi, Drac, and Aaron Esser, Sophie Lightning. So it's a lot of like the original ones. So that's
ones that have been there a while.
Yeah.
I got the invite. I just, having done a trip last weekend and having a trip the following weekend, I couldn't go to Texas for 5 days in the middle.
I'm just impressed you're traveling as much as you are this year. So, and you can't do it every weekend either, man. It's just too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Jeb and those who don't know, it's Jared's Epic Nerf Battle. It's happening this weekend. It is in Texas. It's at it's called Texas Stadium. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong,
it's the AT&T Stadium. Yeah, it's Dallas Stadium.
Home of the Cowboys. If you're in the area or you're looking forward to do it, go ahead, man. You'll meet a lot of people there. Most of those people that we've met in person, they're all wonderful as well. So if you get the chance, man, go ahead, tell them we said hi and take pictures and let us know about how that went. So that's coming up this weekend. So it's funny, of all the big ones, it seems that you're now choosing the smaller ones. You're kind of mixing it up a little bit.
I've been to the big ones, so
Yep.
and they don't really change much from year to year when you get right down to it. So yeah, I wanted to give the smaller ones a try. I really like doing that. One of these days I'll get out to RIT. They've been inviting me for years. Colorado's been trying to get me to an event forever. I haven't been to Colorado yet. I haven't been to New York yet. So those are both ones that are on my list. Maybe next year, I think I'll prioritize trying to get to Colorado and New York. Try to get to states I've never been to, because I've never been to Michigan and I've never been to Tennessee. So those are two new locations. Eventually, I'll have nerfed in every state in the union. Need to get a map going.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I got the whole West Coast.
Yeah, you probably have, haven't you?
I wonder if Coop still lives in Florida. Go harass him.
Send him a message, man. Send
Just
him
an
a
excuse, like, hey, I need to nerf in Florida. I'm gonna come kick your door in and shoot you and then leave. We'll film it as an assassination. What happened to Coop? Captain Xavier murdered him in 2026.
My
I have
recommendation?
not nerfed in Hawaii, but that is actually one that is already on a planned trip, because I've got crew in Hawaii. Jankmeister is currently stationed there with the Army, and so the plan was, if I ever managed to make the trip to Australia and New Zealand, I would of course bounce through Hawaii, visit him for a day, nerf a bit, just so I can add Hawaii to the list, and then move on to New Zealand and Australia.
That'd be pretty cool.
I've got Big NZ has offered me crash space in New Zealand, and obviously Judd the Nerf Cowboy has offered me space in Australia. So yeah, it's on the list. And I've done one of the Carolinas. Which of the Carolinas have I been to?
North Carolina. I was there.
I've been to North Carolina. Yeah, see, so I don't even need to go to Endwar to get North Carolina. I've been there already. We did Nerfing for Autism in North Carolina.
Yes, we did.
I do still need South Carolina.
Yep. Someone's got to do something.
Technically, I'm sure I shot someone when I was at your house, so I've got Virginia covered.
Yeah, me, if not other people.
Yeah.
Virginia's
covered. I travel a lot. Next trip to Europe, I want to get Belgium in. I've done all of the UK and Ireland, so England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Ireland, and France, Switzerland, Germany, the Netherlands, and Denmark. I've been to Monaco and Italy, but I didn't nerf there. That was back before I was into nerf, when I visited those two. But I want to get Belgium and go give the guy who designed the Stinger, give him some grief. That and Sergeant Deplorable and I want to visit Waterloo. I have driven through South Dakota. I have not nerfed in South Dakota.
I guess you can randomly shoot people as you're driving through.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do a road trip and just, every time you cross the state border, challenge some kid at a grocery store or a gas station. Bring a bunch of blasters. I'll let you have this blaster if you let me film you nerfing with you in the parking lot. Let's go.
Well, actually, you know what's funny about traveling in smaller events? I'm wearing a shirt, but I do want to make it out to the to New Brunswick one year. Out to go see Maritime Foam. I think that'd be a lot of fun. That
would be fun.
It would be a lot of fun because he's got a smaller groups and friends there, but they all come together. I've never been out there, and I think that'd be a fun thing to do as well.
I have been to Canada many, many moons ago. Do I have a portable neck fan? No. I do have some solar-powered hat fans, though.
Oh, the new ones everyone's buying that's this big with the two fans in the sides?
No, it's just a fan with a solar panel that clips to your hat brim.
Oh, that's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
That is not too bad.
Yeah. So, yeah, Deplorable and I want to do another trip to Europe because we hadn't started the whole extra side quests thing yet. I don't think we even had our Lego passports, so we didn't hit any Lego stores. Well, we hit Lego stores, but we didn't have our passports. So this time we're looking at the trip through the lens of where are all the Lego stores. So we want to fly into Amsterdam and hit the Lego stores in Amsterdam, go to Brussels in Belgium, hit the Lego store there, go to Waterloo, hop over to Frankfurt, hit the Lego store in Frankfurt, go to Goonsburg, hit Legoland, head up to Billund in Denmark, hit the Lego house, cross over to Copenhagen, hit the Lego stores in Copenhagen, and fly out of there while nerfing all the way. So we'll hook up with the Dutch nerfers in Amsterdam, Stinger down in Belgium, Sir Scorp in Germany, and then the Danes. I love nerfing with the Danes. Those guys are awesome. My favorite gummy, Albanese. Albanese gummies are my favorite.
There you go.
Best variety of flavor, best consistency, just really, really good gummies.
I was going to say quickly, because if someone just tuned in, just to let people know, this is not a Lego channel. Yes, the Cap is a nerfing guy primarily, but he is also very much a Lego guy too. And there is some crossover. I was
Lego long before I was Nerf.
There you go. There is some crossover. So yeah, you're not in the wrong place, and you did not hear wrong.
What we got? Buc-ee's, yeah.
We now have a Buc-ee's.
I've been to a Buc-ee's.
Virginia.
They're weird. You Texans are weird. The way
great, man.
You idolize and enshrine a gas station bathroom is weird.
But fantastic, man. It is great. The brisket, fresh brisket, right off the bone, if you time it right. Come on, man. It's crazy.
Where in Germany? Frankfurt and Cologne, because I want to take Sergeant Deplorable to a proper cathedral. And then Goonsburg. And then head north from Goonsburg up into Denmark. First time I was in Germany, I ended up all the way in Leipzig and then crossed the country over to Cologne and got picked up by Sir Scorp.
You've done a lot of Germany then, man.
Yeah. Yes, Lego Medieval Recreation Nerf. That was the order. I would love to get back into Medieval Recreation, but the organization that I was in no longer has a subdivision in my area.
Ooh. So wait, if you do Australia, where in Australia would you go?
Sydney.
All right.
And possibly, I'd love to get down to Brisbane. Nerf for those lunatics.
If I go to Australia, I'd end up in Melbourne, just because I have so much family in Melbourne. I'd have to see them, but then doesn't mean I can't do side quests off of that. But it's Australia. I'd still go anyway.
Captain Strife, yes. Or General Strife, yes. I have seen the Lego Soundwave and the Ewok. I loved Transformers as a kid, but I didn't have many. I had to make the choice between Lego and Transformers, and now they've crossed the streams, and I am adamantly refusing to give in and let them win. But I had a cousin who had a huge collection of Transformers. Up to Brisbane? Up to Brisbane. You know, which way is up in Australia?
Whichever way someone tells me when I'm there.
Thoughts on Whataburger? It is the most overhyped fast food joint I have ever been to in my life. But I've also been to In-N-Out. And I felt the same way about In-N-Out. They're just McDonald's putting on airs.
Yes. There is definitely that.
Yes. The SCA does have chapters, and I may have to just go with that.
But by the way, hold on for a second. So quick thing, just to let people know, we do have a guest today. He'll be on shortly, probably give us another 5 minutes or so. But we do have one Talonaxe Armory, who is now in Tennessee, and they'll be talking about the arena they're going to and other adventures. So for those tuning in, it's not just me and Cap rambling on while I sit on a couch. We do have Talonaxe on in about 5 to 10 minutes or so. One thing actually I wanted to talk about was, because I don't think we talked about last time, was that you saw the Dart Zone release the images on the belt-fed short dart LMG.
Yes.
Like, come on, man.
I need to talk to the man behind the curtain about getting one of them.
Many of them, I am very excited about that. It's like, holy cow. Like, it's weird that the hobby is being listened to, because there's no way this is from some other people, that some like random study that they did in some backwater town showed that most kids want my ass. It's a short dart LMG that's going to be over 100 FPS. Like, come on. This is I am excited, to say the least. What
Yeah.
about you?
Same. I am very excited. I got the other belt fed, the one with the disintegrating rings, but I still don't have good rings for it, so I can't use it. The rings I got were printed in TPU and were printed badly, and so there's so much stringing inside the rings that the darts won't feed out. So I would need to reprint hundreds of those, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
Oh, is that 3D printed one that what's his name got? He got you?
Yeah. That
Nice.
Lego guy. Lego kid? Lego.
Yes. Lego boy.
Yeah. Something like that. It's super cool. It works beautifully. The belt just won't feed properly. So.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Apparently the TPU was too bad. He's in the chat. Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah. The mechanics, like, it works beautifully. Functionally, it works, but I just need to reprint the belt.
Yes. Talonax. All right, so when we get Talonax on, you can compare your belt issues.
Yeah, there we go.
Love it. Lego boy, thanks, man. That's awesome, brother. Yeah, anytime we get it wrong, feel free to clarify. We do not have egos. We're old dudes and we forget stuff. Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, his broke.
See, this happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to tinker with blasters. Apparently, the guy who designed the Blitz, Bruce, is planning on making a full auto one, an auto pistol.
Really?
I wish they had rev triggers. I just prefer rev triggers to 2-stage triggers, but that's just me. But that would take up more room in the battery housing. So
yes,
depending on how you wired it, I mean, you could make it put a linkage to put the switch further up in the housing. Very old. We are very old men.
Oh, by the way, if I may make an observation, as we're all waiting, and the big question is with Out of Darts and their why is my brain not working? The rival fed hoppers.
The infinite pack.
But now it's called. Used to be. Thank you.
Used to be the Proton pack. Now they're calling it the Infinite pack because I assume licensing.
Oh, okay. Whatever it is, but that's it. Rebrand for however you necessarily have to do it, and I don't know. I think I like the name. So the Infinite pack. That's pretty cool.
What they got to do with Mark Rober, that was a really cool video.
Oh my God, yes.
And I provided some of the materials unknowingly. They didn't tell me what they were for, but they reached out and say, "Hey, do you have some Titan tanks?" And I'm like, yes. And so in a small way, I was involved in that project, and it made me feel good. They also used my design for making the rockets, or my design of making foam rockets. So, those MXL cannons. I want everything they put on that tank. I want more proton packs. I want more bazookas. I want a multi-stage rocket launcher, shoulder-mounted multi-stage rocket launcher. I want it all, man. So I'm gonna be grilling them on how they did it, what they used for the relays, what they used for the tanks, for all of that.
some of those rocket launchers, minimizing or making it portable into like a portable like mortar situation, I think will be very handy and easy to do. Because then it's not as cumbersome as a back, but like a simple handle we just put on the ground, hit the button, pop, reload, run with it, pick it up, put it down on the ground, pop, something like that would be very cool.
Yep. I bought the files and the parts kit for a spring-loaded rocket launcher, 3D printed. The what's the name? It's not the Griffin. It's not the Kraken.
Oh, the Law Rocket one.
Someone in the comments has got to know what I'm talking about.
Someone, of course, they do.
The Fenrir. That's what it's called.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yep. I got a parts kit coming, and I've got the files. I can print everything but one section of the body. I can't print it at the right orientation on my printer. They don't have a high enough print bed. They do have a wide enough print bed, but I'd have to print it at a very awkward orientation. So I might have to get that one part printed by somebody else, but I'll eventually start printing all the rest of the parts because I want that.
Well, yeah, that makes sense, man. All right.
I'm curious how it actually works. What?
So so two things quickly. So the first thing, the one we're referencing about, go over to adamdarts.com or the Adam Darts YouTube channel, and you'll see the mega tank they made with the engineer. It is something else. It is great to see. It's a lot of fun, man. And again, it's great exposure for the hobby, for everything in general. Never mind the ideas and that you can build off. So it's just inspirational and phenomenal in terms of what they did. Second, we're now getting to that point where you know what we're going to do. Instead of having him waiting in the room, we're going to bring in our guest because he might as well be part of this anyways. And it's already been half an hour. Come. And I don't want him to leave and say, screw you guys, I'm going to go talk to somebody else. Because that might happen. You don't know. But I do not want to test that theory. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we have James, also known as Talonaxe Armory, joining us today, man. James, what's shaking, brother?
I mean, I am technically having a less eventual time than you right now because all of my joints are still factory. However, like Cap, I probably should have had my knees done like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they may still be factory, but I've definitely voided the warranty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys talking about events, I was literally like sitting in the corner, like spinning in circles, like, there's more to say. So yeah, End War is a week from Friday. And then Blitzfire in Knoxville is 2 weeks from Friday. And then Glass in Minnesota is like August 9th or something, which is, it's like a camp out themed HVZ.
Ooh, tell us more about that.
So.
Oh yeah. I've heard of that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't we have them on the show?
Yeah, Josh Rubin's Turkey, like he's running that game, and it's supposed to kind of be in the same vein as Mall Madness with like a class progression system and all that kind of stuff cooked into it. It sounds super interesting. So naturally, Turkey told me about it like 3 days after I finalized all my plans, and I was like, I have no money. I can't come see you.
Like, no.
So I'm hoping it does.
I think I had to say the same thing as like, next year, man, put me down for next year, but I can't do it this year. I'm already booked.
Like, I hope it does really well so I can go to it next year, right? It's one of those. So I'm going to promote the ever-loving bejesus out of an event I'm not going to.
Yes.
So that I can go to it in the future.
We do that.
But yeah. Like us talking about End War right now, right? Like, you guys aren't even going.
Not even that big of an event anymore.
I'm only going because I got guilt tripped. Like the head mod for End War very successfully guilt tripped me into coming back after I skipped last year. Because she's like, you live in Tennessee now. You're not even that far away. I'm like, but it's July in North Carolina. And I almost died 2 years ago. She's like, almost. So I'm going to End War.
Did you? Did you die?
Now, hot goss from that team is that they're going to run something in like January or February.
Ooh.
And I'm like, we'd all rather go to North Carolina then because it'll be like 65, 70 degrees. We'll have a lovely time.
Sounds
right?
great.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Keep me posted on that.
Yeah, I will. Cause like, that's one of those things where we're having moved from Tennessee or from Louisiana to Tennessee. Now I'm in what I call the magic nexus point. I'm like 6 hours from Boiler Dome, 6 hours from Athens, about 8 hours from Pittsburgh, 6 hours from North Carolina. You weirdos in Maryland, that's like 10 hours or 12 hours or something. It's nuts. It's like, how did I not get any closer to this game by moving?
Mountains.
But I'm in this weird like 6 hour nexus. So I've gotten really, really plugged in all of a sudden. So like, I know what Athens is doing for their fall game. I knew before anybody else did because I'm the special boy. Obviously now I've heard about Goucher, and it's like, why didn't you guys announce this 2 months ago?
Goucher's back?
Goucher is having a 20-year anniversary game in October.
Son of a monkey.
Right? How are we going to make that
for October?
Exactly.
Well, actually, when? What weekend?
I think it's the weekend after Mall Mutation Madness.
Then I might be able to do that.
It's here somewhere. Yeah, it's October 24th through the 26th.
Wait, where's Goucher again?
Right by UMBC. They're in the same town.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Goucher canceling a couple of years ago is what led to Maryland Mayhem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they canceled, and so they did the 11th hour, and then that was kind of the final kick in the pants of, well, let's just do a thing.
Yeah.
Which it was a shame that it got canceled because I wanted to go to the birthplace of HVZ because I was already going to be there for UMBC. But if they're doing a thing for their 20th anniversary, I will happily go to that.
Oh, right. It's Wisconsin, not Minnesota for glass. Look, I can't keep track of all these large states on the border with Canada.
There are many.
They count as one state.
Like I remember Michigan because it's a mitten, and everything else I'm foggy all the way across. I even have trouble with which one's which, Washington or Oregon. Answer: Washington is the top one. But,
yes. I spent a good portion of my misplaced youth in Minnesota.
Yeah, and then Cap's coming to see me for Blitzfire.
Yeah.
Which for all of you at home is the strangest conversation I've ever had with another human being on the internet.
What?
Like, I am.
Wait. With J-Lo, that never happened.
Yeah, me and Cap are friendly. We have interacted. We know each other.
I think we've met.
Yeah, like twice. And I get a message on Facebook out of the blue that just reads, "Tell me about this event in Knoxville." And I'm like, okay. Start typing away, right? We talk for like an hour and a half, and then he's like, "Hey, I can't fly into Knoxville." I'm like, "You're coming to this thing?" "I can't fly into Knoxville, but there's flights into Nashville. That's where you live, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I live in Nashville." "Do you have a couch?" And I'm like, "Are we friends?"
We are now. Come to grips with this.
And then I messaged Al, and I'm like, "Is this normal?" He's like, "Yeah, that's just talking to J-Lo."
Yeah. Man, you would get a hoot and a half out of my first trip or my second trip to Europe, because I was sleeping on couches of people I'd never even talked to in my life.
Like,
I slept in someone's backyard, in a tent in someone's backyard in Friesland. Man, it was the best night's sleep I've had in a decade.
And
We're
then
just thankful you haven't been abducted yet.
I messaged Devin, who's the male half of the owners of B&B, right? And I'm like, "So you just shot your shot. You were just like, screw it, let's see what happens." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You realize Xavier is coming to your event, like not thinking about it. Like he's just coming." And he was like, "Oh, cool." And about 10 minutes after that, he sends me a message. He's like, "So I ordered a Nightingale." Well, I'm glad you're jumping in with both feet, buddy. Let's talk about that.
He is in the chat, by the way. Or
And
one of them.
both so everything about this event that you're coming to has been just like a hilarious comedy of things lining up that made no sense.
Oh yeah.
So
That's how I
those
do
are the best
things.
ones.
he joins like the Discord for Nerf, right? For Nashville area recreational foam flinging, which is really the only active like Nerf Discord for the state of Tennessee. And it's just like, hey,
great name, by the way. Well done.
That
That's
is
a great
that's a
name.
great
Have
name.
you seen one of my friends I play video games with did me a contractually distinct pinky holding a griffin, and we call him Che Guaya Pinky because he's wearing a beret. The t-shirt's available on my TeePublic.
I might have to look into that.
I
There's
love
the
it.
plug.
Like I've got stickers, I've got t-shirts. Like I showed up to an event wearing one, and people are like, "Why is Pinky on your shirt?" I'm like, "'Cause we're Nerf. Come on, keep up." But we showed up. Like he messages us. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna do this thing," and we're all kind of like, "Hey, like this, we're kind of on the hobbyist side of things. We can come check the place out, but like, you know, and he's like, great. So we're going to do a high cap game on this Sunday." And I'm like, okay,
Yeah. All right.
sure. I'll drive to Knoxville, whatever. And I reach out to Vader from the Irregulars who lives in Knoxville. He's like, yeah, we're already going. Like, what are you even talking about? I'm like, cool. I'm on my way. Totally forget that there's a time change between Nashville and Knoxville. So I'm a full hour late. Right? So I come walking in. Things are going great. Everybody's having a great time. And we are playing in a 30 by like 100-foot room at 150 FPS. So we are lighting each other up. And so like we finished, we're talking, we had a great time. There's video on the YouTube channel, like if you want to see what the room looks like ahead of time. And we're talking, and I'm like, so we might want to like come down on the FPS cap to like 120 maybe. Like, and he was like, yeah, it felt like we were getting hit really hard all the time. I'm like, yeah, because at 150, I can hit you in that entire room.
There is nowhere safe.
No, it was chaos.
Yeah,
But, like
we lowered our indoor event down in Portland down to I think 130 for the same reason.
Yeah.
Is there was nowhere safe.
Yeah, unless you're playing in like you have a situation like Southern California has or like Louisiana has where it's like here's an entire Mormon church building, knock yourselves out.
Yeah.
Like yeah, just like HVZ cap it. You're good. Don't worry about it.
So tell more about so those following along at home that have no idea what this arena or thing is you guys are going to in Knoxville.
Right. So here like literally like a month ago now, like mere weeks, B&B Indoor Nerf Arena opened in Knoxville, Tennessee. And the long-term plan, like the reason it's called B&B is the later phase is to have burgers and blasters. So like you play the game, have a sandwich, kind of make a day of it, whole 9 yards. Right now, it is an indoor Nerf arena, and that's it, right? But you've got this like, again, it's like 100-foot by 30-foot. It's got regular lights or black lights. Playing in black lights, always super fun and hilarious when you're like me and you just are covered in 3D printed materials and you don't realize that they're photoreactive. So my mags glow, my mag holders glow. I am a target. So they'll rent the room.
You suffer the same thing like me and Chayla, like of all of us. It's not like you're a small target to begin with, and now let's light you up on top of it.
Yeah, it's like putting a bullseye on my chest, right? So they've got this room, and they just turn you loose in it. And for this event at the end of the month, it's the last weekend, like the last full weekend in July, so it would be the 26th, Saturday the 26th. They're going to give us all day, right? 8 hours of time in that room. And we're going to set up like a casual 5v5 kind of tournament thing for part of it where, because like you can only get so many people in a 100-foot by 30-foot room, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But the fun part of that is outside the arena, there is a little room with seating that's intended for like, hey, my kids are in this room and I have to be present, but I don't want to get shot again. So, dad can sit in the corner. But there's a TV with 4 camera feeds of the arena. So
No
even
way.
when you're not in the room, you could be like, oh, look at what Joe's doing. Look at Steve lighting that guy up. Like, you can be involved without being in the room.
Why is Al picking his nose in the corner?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Vader's in the chat. He says you're easy to find.
I legitimately, like, we walk into the room, right? And they turn the black lights off. Like, they turn the regular lights off, turn the black lights on. And I look down and I realize that I am glowing. Because I use those green worker mags, which are fully photoreactive. Did not know that. And then I have bright orange mag holders because, like, when we're on an HVZ, I don't want anyone to mistake those for anything else, right?
Yeah.
Because let's be real, you're wearing a weird box on your chest. It's real easy to decide that's something illicit. So they're glowing, right? I'm glowing all the way across. Also found out SCRD, the blue stuff under black lights becomes purple. Yeah, it becomes like a plum purple. It's a very nice color.
Interesting.
But it is like, I've played a lot of Nerf in a lot of places. Playing in Louisiana, like, we got to play inside every month, right? We had a monthly indoor game, which spoils you absolutely rotten. This is one of those places where it's like, this is neat, and it's really neat to walk into a place and we as the hobby and they as a business are in a position to grow together, right? They are trying to make a go of this and make money and keep this place open. And we are in a position to come into their space and say, hey, we'd like to help you make that money. We need a space where we can do this in the hot months, because it's Tennessee. There's going to be 1 month where it's like, hey, we can't play because it's too cold and wet outside too, where we have somewhere where we can go and help them to make money. And the other thing is, it gives them the resource of like, hey, this thing is broken. No. They're all broken off the shelf. We can fix it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I was kind of baffled that they reached out to me because I'm nowhere near Tennessee. My assumption was they invited everyone, and I was the only person who replied.
I mean, realistically, like, at this point in the like foam-flinging internet personality ring, the people who show up to things with any kind of regularity are present in this call or named Dart Sweep.
World Phone Alliance, baby.
Because like Drac doesn't do anything except End War once a year anymore, which, whatever. Though I heard he opened like a card shop in Florida, like for Magic cards and stuff. And I was like, cool.
Well, that was his passion before he got into Nerf.
Yeah, it's like, have fun. I'm happy for you. But it came out of nowhere. It was just like on my news feed that he had opened a card shop, and I was like, and it's not called like Dracula's Cave or something.
Well, I mean, he'd have to start one. No self-respecting card shop will let him in.
And then, but like, yeah, I guess Boomstick shows up to a fair amount of stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like we had this like, right, there's been like crops of these like foam-fluencer, internet personality, whatever you want to call it, right?
Influencer.
Yeah, I got that one
That's
at an event one time, and I was like, that's the weirdest thing I've heard.
Influencer.
and at this point, like, because Coop is gone, right?
Coop's gone. Wallcom doesn't go to events anymore.
And Wallcom just like, it's review content, right? He gets the thing, tells you what it does.
He replaced Coop. That's basically what he did.
Essentially.
He stepped into that.
But even like
reviews
Coop,
for 12-year-olds.
Like, way back in the day, there was like Germ 987 doing the wacky integrations.
Mm.
Right? And he's been gone for years and years. And like Brett does a little bit of stuff now here or there, right?
Yeah.
But
his life keeps changing. He's now moved. Well, he was up here in the Pacific Northwest, and he went to a fair amount of stuff.
Yep.
And then he moved back down to California, and he was able to go to some stuff. And now he's moving to New Jersey.
I mean,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff over there though, because like you've got Uno, you've got the Maryland
see
stuff.
You'll see him going to APUC and BPUC and all the Maryland stuff probably.
Yeah, we'll see him in Maryland too. All right, that'd be cool. All right, nice.
You're seeing more and more of the Out of Darts folks because now Luchathor and Flux both work for Out of Darts, so they get in on that Out of Darts travel fund.
Yeah, which is it's weird to see, like, because obviously Flux, like, he got super into shorts and stuff, and kind of broke in that market real effectively, and then kind of got pulled into that Out of Darts group now, and it's like, you're both, you're neither. You're both? What?
He's still doing both.
Vibe?
Yeah. He's still doing the shorts because that's what he has time to do, but he works full time for Out of Darts. So
yeah.
Yep.
Luchathor also now works full time, which is awesome.
It is a great partnership that happened out there. And then secretly, without whether Captain knows it or not, he sometimes kind of works for Out of Darts.
Yeah, apparently they come to me for stuff. I had a moment where I'm going, because I knew they were doing something involving miniguns and proton packs, because I heard a rumor, and they came to me looking for a bunch of Titan rocket launchers, and I'm like, are these punks, are these fellows building a bunch of poor man's tears behind my back using my Titan launch tank and not involving me in whatever's going on? And then that wasn't it. And you're like, oh, no, that's what they were involved in was way cooler. I would have loved to be involved in that as well, but I wouldn't have had the time because I have a job.
That is our hardship. This whole like Dolly Parton lifestyle we live of working 9 to 5. It just
Dolly Parton, I love it.
If I'd really wanted to, and I'd had the ambition and the drive, I could have gone full-time Nerf influencer. But that's so much more work than what I currently do.
and many years ago, my dearly departed father told me, anything you do as a job, you're not going to like for very long.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is for me, it's still a hobby. I get to make the videos I want to make. I get to go to the events I want to go to. If it was a full-time job, I'd have to make the videos that get views, which are, for the most part, videos I don't even want to watch, much less make.
I'm so tired of buying things that I don't want to keep and then having to find somewhere to put.
Yeah. See, I don't have to buy them. They just show up. I've gotten that far at least. But I have run out of room for it all.
That would be nice. But like the N series stuff, I bought like the first crop of that. It's shoved in a shelf over here in the corner. I'm like, this is garbage.
Yeah. I think I have an N-series blaster, and I think I have a drawer of the ammo.
I have
ammo towers.
I have a bucket of it, like one of those novelty like popcorn buckets you can buy at the theater now. It's just full of those.
See, my weird ammo started going into ice cream
using
buckets.
it for popcorn.
Yeah.
What's going on in the chat? Oh, Bobo has disappeared apparently.
They're talking about the arena and how it's laid out for blacklight stuff, which I will again, ruthless self-promotion. If you go over on my channel, like there's live footage from when we played in the arena, so you can really see how it looks when the lights are on and how it looks when the lights are off. Yeah.
Oh, also there was a plug, which I'd love to make it out to, speaking of small events, CR Nerf and the one that's happening in Iowa in August. He's got an event happening where it's the 2-day thing, which I'd love to make, but I'm not going to. If I could, like I would have drove down for this B&B thing, because 9 or 10 hours from my house. The problem is I am not allowed to sit in the car for that long. Something about blood clots.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
when I
you
got there, probably not a good idea.
Stroke out and die. We can't have that.
let's take that real serious. We need you as a stabilizing presence around here.
So yeah, I will not make it to Knoxville, not because I wouldn't want to. I'm like, well, screw it. Let's just hop in the car and go. No, so I will not. But I may make it to Detroit in September, but we shall see. This is all up in the air.
Well, and like the thing about this B&B game about Blitzfire is if it goes well, this could very well be like once a month this is going on in Knoxville, right?
Yeah.
That once a month, because like, Knoxville's on this corner of Tennessee, but it's 3 hours from Nashville, like an hour and 40 from Chattanooga. It's like 3 hours from Charlotte. You've got all these other like Nerf foam-flinging kind of communities that it's only a couple hours. And if you've got 8 hours of playtime, pretty appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
it's indoors, so you can do it all day, all year long, good weather, bad weather.
Yep.
That's why we're very happy we found the place down in Portland, because come winter, it gets cold and damp here.
Yep.
And now we've got an indoor venue for allow us to play all year. So
Yeah, and Atlanta, that is a one I always forget that there's. How do I forget Atlanta? Atlanta's only a couple hours too.
yeah,
And like when you think about the size of the Atlanta club, that alone can carry this if they decide to come out in mass, which is my project for End War.
So I guess for you, Talonax, for you, James, we just got to find you the cheap flight to either DCA, IAD, or BWI to make Maryland a lot closer for you.
That is the only. So like much like talking about going to Z13, because like I am tight with the Detroit guys, right? If I go to an HVZ, I'm running with Detroit. And like I'm going to End War, I'm staying with Adam from Old Fusion Designs and Alex from Detroit Dartworks. Like that's the Airbnb I'm in. But we routinely joke that like, okay, so October Z13, I'm going to fly in under the cover of night. You're going to pick me up from the airport. You have to have a loadout ready to go. I'm bringing nothing. But that's the only way to like do Maryland for me, because it's the opportunity cost thing, right? And I'm sure Xavier, like I'm sure you just did the same math with these trips. Like you got to take at least one day off work, maybe two, right? So you're not getting paid those days or whatever. You're taking PTO and burning that time, whatever it is. You're going to the location, that costs money, and then you're attending the event. All of these things add up. And when you've already done, right, we're in, July? We've already done GCC and Athens and Survival Fest, and I'm going to End War. And then people are like, so you're coming to Detroit in September? No! How do you expect me to just materialize this, Thomas?
Do I want to? Yes.
Yes.
Can I? No.
Because that's putting aside, like, I'm supposed to go to, I got to go to Ohio in August to see my mother, right? I'm supposed to go to Texas in November for the wife's family reunion. And like, that's the part where you've got all these people who want you to go all these places. And it's like, but what about the places I have to go because people tell me I have to go and I don't get a choice?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a reason when at even remotely possible I couch surf these events, because I could have flown into Knoxville or flown into Nashville, rented a car, gone to Knoxville, got a hotel, but now the price has tripled for the trip. Whereas if I can find someone who's in Nashville who's willing to give me a couch to sleep on and a ride, now I can afford the trip.
Time out. No couch. What? You get the guest room,
unacceptable.
The swords,
I refuse
and the
to...
diving bell.
What?
So, okay, James history lesson. Before I got really, really into Nerf again, I ran a steampunk performance group in South Louisiana.
Neat.
Which means I built a replica diving bell, which lives in my guest room on top of a teddy bear that's approximately the size of like I don't know, Reaper. So I have a teddy bear and a giant ass diving bell in my guest room. But you can play with it. We'll get a picture with it. You could use it for something. You like wearing weird hats.
I do. I don't have a diving bell hat. I do have an ATST hat.
Yeah. I have a chainmail coif I bought for a joke.
I made one once. I got
fight. One too.
I was making jokes about Scott Steiner, so I had to buy a chainmail coif.
Love it.
We're we're actually cot surfing for Detroit.
Yeah.
Some guy named Tim has some cots for us.
Okay, so Detroit Dart Talk, right? So everything in Detroit is this. You can't separate any part of Detroit from another part of Detroit. They all do all of it. So Detroit Dart Talk is hosted primarily by Tom, Tim, Alex, and Adam. Yeah, it's confusing for everyone, we know. If you're staying with Tim, yeah, you're probably cot surfing, and it'll be great because they're all delightful. Like I can't
I've been
say
on their
this
show.
enough.
I know them.
They're close enough to Canada to be nice like Canadians.
Not that I'm biased about that.
Yeah, they like because like their club is SDNC. They are very clear. It means Suburban Detroit Nerf Club, not South Detroit, because apparently that's Canada. Like I don't know. They yell at me about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I'm not arguing. Whatever.
Yeah, it's Detroit. They're weirdos. I love them. But like I have for the record, Cap, I have multiple prototype Detroit blasters in this room that you get to play with.
Neat. I think they reached out to me about a prototype of some kind.
Probably
the crazy toys.
It's probably Hana. It's probably Adam's like Spamfoid replacer.
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
Then it's probably what I just showed you, which is Alex's new thing, which is Gear Core.
Ooh.
I get sent a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, we're all jealous of how much stuff you get sent. I have to buy those things.
Yeah, that's the one. That is the one serious downside to getting sent all the stuff. Is it has completely and utterly skewed my sense of the cost of this hobby.
Here we go.
It's like,
Here we go.
What do you mean you don't have 2 Harriers, 2 Seagulls, 2 Swifts?
Alex explained it. So apparently, if you head straight south from downtown Detroit, you cross the river and go into Canada. He also says hello.
Oh.
Interesting side note. Way back in the day, I had a buddy of mine. He lived in Windsor. He was actually a head doorman, bar manager for a bar in Detroit, and he'd cross the bridge every day to work at a bar in Detroit. Never did it legally. It was all under the table and stuff like that. But the funny thing is that everybody knew who he was. So for the Detroit people, and again, this is in the 90s, if we're that old. His name is Bull. And the reason he got nabbed and got fired is because they started promoting and put pictures of Bull. Dude was 6'8", 360 pounds, shaved head, Jim the Anvil Neidhart goatee, ice blue eyes, tattoos all up and down his arms. He did not own a shirt with sleeves. He looked like the meanest biker, yet he was an environmental engineer. And they put a picture of him and said, "Come visit Bull at our bar." And that's how they got busted. So then he got denied access to the U.S. So yes, my Detroit Windsor people, that's my buddy Bull. And the way I met him, he went up to Toronto, worked constant security with me. And I remember showing up one day and looking at him and saying, go check out the big guy. I'm like, dear God, he makes me look like a little kid. But yeah, he's one of my oldest buddies. Anyways, Detroit Windsor thing.
Yes, you can travel south in America and end up in Canada, which is wild.
Yes.
Pixie and most of the Nerfers in Canada are further south than I am.
Yep, in Toronto. Side note, we got to make sure their numbers are growing. where they're now at their events between 30 and 50 people.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
we'll make sure that one of their bigger events, man, that we'll figure it out where we all go to Toronto. And trust me, there's
Absolutely.
enough people there that you just got to get there. There'll be many beds in places and people will feed you. One example is Ludusgate. Jim is in the chat. The problem is we probably miss events because he'd just be too busy feeding us.
Yeah, I'd like to get up there to Canada. Survival Fest last year, Blue was on me about going to Canada the entire event.
Yeah,
because they were going to have an old school war, and he wanted me to come up. And I'm like, look, there is only so much I can do in a year.
Yeah,
I need you.
Yeah,
because like it was also the same year that like I had moved to Nashville. Now I say that like things have changed, but like there's still unpacked boxes over there. But like he was like, you got to do this, da 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 da. And I'm like, Blue, there is no way I'm coming. You can stay with me. I'm like, Blue, I can't come to Canada.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah. Like,
no, it makes sense. But we're gonna do a Canadian trip one of these years.
I tell you, this stream is already paying dividends for me. So I just got asked a question by Captain Shotgun? Wow. Captain Shotgun, like, how do I know about all these events going on? Right? One is if you go to the World Foam Alliance Discord and you open it up, there's a thing that just says events and clubs. If you dig through those event announcements, there are constant updates from people in your area, not in your area, etc. And I'll tell you, as long as you're a nice person in that Discord, no one's going to throw you out of it. And I can tell you that with 100% certainty, because the moderator of that Discord who throws people out of it is me. I'm the one who they send when it's time to get rid of people.
Yep.
I don't do anything else there. I let everyone else handle everything else, but I take care of the, like, if someone has to be the heavy, I'll do that part. But like right now, like Milwaukee area Nerf, right? Mano, they're promoting an event, Hobby Night in Cedar Rapids. Here's us talking about Nerf B&B indoor foam flinging in Knoxville, right? All of these things get posted there. And that's, yeah, like events and clubs is how Sam Brown found Uno. Like these channels are there to help you find people in your area or find things to do when you're traveling. One of like my semi-locals, right? Mason, who's technically in Birmingham, but he's running the college club at Tennessee Tech. Spoilers, we're working on HVZ in Tennessee more soon. He was in Pennsylvania visiting his grandmother. Found out that a game was happening in Dauphin County, right down the road. Went and played with Sparrow and Siren and Pie Fly and people he knew from other events because, hey, he happened to be in town. So those resources are there for a reason. And it's why people like me are like, oh, there's these 65 events going on in the next 3 months. Here's where they all are.
And this is part of the grander goal of the World Foam Alliance, since we are on that channel. The goal for the website is to make that even easier, to have the map where you can click on your area and it will show all the events that anyone has registered, and clubs can go to that website and go, here's our club, here's our website, here's our events, and make it just a one-stop go here, click, and it'll show where all the clubs are, where all their events are, all in one place, so that you'll be able to go, oh, there's already 2 clubs within 2 hours of me. Neat, I had no idea. And that's the problem, is most people have no idea, because we're nerds, we're lousy at advertising. just horrible at it.
We're getting better, sort of.
We are slowly getting better. We're slowly getting organized. But the long-term goal of the website is to make it really easy for everyone to connect. So that all these events, like we don't want to be the hub of it. It would still take you to their website or their Discord, but it would be one place where they are all
just
linked together.
A glorified link tree.
Yes.
We want to be the connector. Well, actually, so I've been formulating an idea, and James, this is your own fault. I almost feel like now we're going to have to do maybe either the first show of the month or the second show of the month. It'll be like a half-hour segment where I don't care what James is doing, he's getting his ass on the live stream just to give us a rundown of all the events that are happening monthly. And I think it'd be a great segment to have for our show, where something that's like Talonaxe half hour, where he tells
one of my
everybody
buddies,
events, bang, bang, bang.
One of my buddies was like, I was like, hey, I gotta do that web show I do for Nerf again. And he's like, the one that's like a sports talk radio show? And I'm like, yeah, that one. Because we are like, this show absolutely is like we're doing like not like McAfee, right? Where it's just like 6 dudes going absolutely insane in a room. But like when we were young, like Jim Rome or something, right? Where you had like a couple of guys and they were supposed to talk about the football game, but they're on a random tangent where they're talking about Star Trek. And in 20 minutes, they're going to be talking about this microbrewery down the road, right? No, no two thoughts are interconnected.
Like that is what this is. Yes.
Yes. We'll talk about it, but we might introduce that segment. You might as well, and that makes our lives easier too. And you're old enough, even if you still have all your joints.
It's the 9th, so 5 months and 11 days. I'll be 40.
I'm older than you.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Thanks, appreciate that.
I don't like this.
If it makes you feel better, my wife has almost a decade on me. Everywhere we go, people assume I am the older one because, like,
yeah.
and I'm like, no, she's robbing the cradle, but thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I go to the grocery store, new people, and you get a senior's discount. I'm gonna punch you in the face, man. No, I'm 50, not 65, man. Come on.
So the state of Tennessee has just started requiring, like, if you buy beer or tobacco products at a convenience store, you have to present your ID, right?
Yep.
And they have to scan it. And I almost cried. I have had a beard since I was 19 years old. I have never once been carded for buying beer. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much.
Finally.
They're like, it's compulsory. I'm like, I don't care.
First time I bought beer, I think I was 16.
My beard came in when I was 16.
That's why.
And I have clean shaved it twice in my entire life. One was for my senior prank.
I have never clean shaven. I shaved just this part, right? Just the middle once, and got told never to do that again. And the wife tells me routinely, if you shave, you have to wear a face toupee. So,
wow.
Yeah, my wife prefers the facial hair.
Yeah, I had beard and long hair in high school, and then my end of my senior year, I shaved, got a haircut, got new clothes, got glasses, came to school as a new student.
My senior prank, we released 4 pigs into the building. 4. But we numbered them 1, 2, 3, and 5.
Well done.
Yep. Legend holds they still hunt for 4.
Oh my God. Ludus Games, also my buddy Jim, he's also my cousin. But we were 15, and I think I was 15 at that point, 16. And it was March break, and we ended up going to some bars. And you know, the bars that where some people come in are do not wear clothes kind of bars, because you know, we're 15 and 16-year-old boys. And anyways, we get to the door, and they're about to let me in, but because of 2 of the people with us, and there were I think 5 of us total, they stopped us and questioned us. And now the way they were questioning them, I was standing in the door beside a very short doorman who was as wide as he was short. And man, that guy hit the gym or a lot of needles because he was huge. But I was at 15, I was still like 6 foot 250, right? More hair. Anyways, While they're arguing, some kid walks in, looks at the little doorman, looks at me, and then hands me his ID thinking I'm the doorman. So I grabbed the ID, looked at it, looked at the kid, and I could see the doorman. He's just fuming beside me. So I'm like, no, you should give it to him, man. I am just thankful he didn't clock me and knock me out right there. And yeah, I was 15.
Yeah, those short guys who work out are always going to be trouble.
Yes.
Oh, cat returns.
We'll talk more about that at other places.
Yeah, with several cocktails.
Yes. But that was funny. I'm just glad we didn't get killed. But anyways, back to Nerf and things. Yes. Yeah. And for those that are tuning in for the first time, it's like it's we're a great example. It's not a kids thing anymore, and it's not just for like it goes from people's kids to we're not the oldest ones either. There are people out there that in their 60s, man. I think we have a 70-year-old as well. So don't think you're too old or too young. You got the right attitude. You just want to come have fun, man. You are in the right place. You will do the right thing, and you belong. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Well, like
which is awesome.
Anytime I go to an event, right? If I make a single comment about like I'm old or I'm tired, Vader and Ted are like, I don't even want to hear it from you. I don't even want to hear it from you. I'm like, what do you want? Like, got a lot of road miles on me.
Damn it. Oh, that is very funny.
Like,
all right, so tell me about so you have a club in Nashville now as well, correct?
Yeah,
or you're trying to get it up off the ground?
We've had several games. Our issue right now is just like consistency of dates and making things work. We are taking the summer off because I don't know if you guys are aware, but it is hotter than bejesus this year.
Yeah.
It has been miserable. It's also been really wet in Tennessee. We had, I want to say it was like 52 days without, like, where it rained consistently every day. It rained for 52 days. It was like, look, Noah, we know you did it, but like we're gonna show you up a little bit.
Yes.
So yeah, we're running Nerf, Nashville area recreational foam flinging, and it's kind of the whole state and kind of not, because that's what worked for Label, right? That's what worked in Louisiana, was like get everybody on board, and once we get something working, we can start to kind of diversify and start like organizations in individual towns and stuff like that. So that's where we're at right now. We've got a couple of spaces where we can play without getting in trouble, which is always great.
Yes.
The park service here is just kind of like, look, if there's less than 50 of you, we really don't care what you do.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
That's super convenient. And then one of the guys lives in a rather posh community in Franklin where they have just a giant open field next to a swimming pool. And they're just kind of like, as long as you clean up, we don't care. The only problem with a giant open field is it's like, so we have to bring all the cover. Like, everything's got to get carted in, which is fine. I have pop-up tents and stuff like that. Like, I've done this before. I'll do it again, right? And then the other thing I have here, like, yes, I have so I go to Knoxville for B&B. There is another place here that's a tumbling gym. They run all ages Nerf nights, but it's go pick on children. I like that a lot. That's a lot of fun.
Let's go pick on. All right, gentlemen, you two keep talking for a second. I got to get up and move just because it's called blood clots, and that's not a good idea.
Yeah, go do your dance moves. Because it's kind of nice to go and play at the event where you're only playing with kids, because it's like, oh, full length darts? How quaint.
I got to do it was a lock-in. It was an overnight event in a bouncing play. Like, everything was trampolines and pits of foam, and they just let us run amok with Nerf. It was a lot of fun. So
the tumbling gym that we do this at, it's about the same, right? It's all mats or trampolines or foam pits. Yep. The best part about it by far, right? I go the first time, right? And I've talked to the owner and I've shown him fancy toys and he's interested, and like, we've just been unloading, and like I'm playing with little kids, so I'm only running fully automatic hardware, right? I am just showing off. And so like he calls for them to start cleaning up, and I go to like dart sweep. He's like, no, James. They're gonna dart sweep. We're gonna have a conversation like adults. And I'm like, this is amazing.
Yay!
I don't have to clean up. I shot hundreds of rounds. Like when we go there, like I've literally seen that place like carpeted in foam. Because these kids just darts. Just darts.
Yeah, we made a mess.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of rival because I brought tier with me. You know, you got to bring the cool stuff to something like that. Luckily, they paid for me to come to their event in proton rounds. So
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I miss proton rounds. I wish Out of Darts would bring them back.
Man, I wish, like, so people have issues with Black Raisins. Black Raisins had some scummy business practices. I am not apologizing for any of them. But Black Raisins had the rude dart, that orange dart with the gray tip. And it is my favorite dart. Like the stiffness of the foam, the quality of the glue, and that we have ammo types that are just like gone because whoever was producing them was like, yeah, we can't make those anymore. Or they shipped them and they were too hard in the case of rival balls. Like when all of a sudden we'd all just gone to headshot, right? We were all just like, it's fine. It's fine. And then like you got a batch, I got a batch, and we're like, these aren't what happened. And they're just garbage all of a sudden.
Like,
out of nowhere.
These aren't usable. This will burn out my flywheels. What's going on?
Well, having that conversation with like a rando, with like a normal human being, where you're like, yeah, you can fire it out of a Springer and it'll fire, but it's going to hurt more. And if I pick it up and I put it in this flywheeler, it will kill it. And they're just like, they do not
comprehend. We don't allow certain darts at our events for the same reason. So we don't allow Vowberries and we don't allow FVJs.
Sure.
Because in high crush cages, they will jam and burn out the motors. They also are hard plastic, and it hurts when you get hit by them. And we have little kids at the event, so we just don't allow them. And we had somebody come in, and he had loaded like 20 22-round magazines full of Vowberries. And we're like, you can't use those. And he's like, why not? The heads are a little bit squishy. Yes, but underneath the head is a rigid plastic plate that's holding it to the foam.
Yep.
That won't compress, and it will jam your flywheelers. And he tried to argue, and it's like, my dude, it's our event. We're not allowing him. And I'm like, well, fine. So we went to unload him, and guess what happened on the very first dart out of the very first magazine? Jammed his blaster.
Yep.
He was like,
so one of my best friends in the world, right? Big gray-haired guy that was with me at Survival Fest, Ruba. I've known Ruba for 25 years, right? I've known him since I was in high school. And he had never come to an event. We brought him to Survival Fest last year. We literally just like put a Prometheus in his hands and we're like, you'll be fine. Just if anything comes near you, point it vaguely that direction and hold the trigger down. We'll handle anything else, just hold the trigger down. And then he got tagged, and because I carry around the special ammo vests, right? He gets tagged, and I go to Wormy, who's now the head mod at End War as well, right? I go to Wormy, I'm like, Wormy, I need you to take care of Ruba for me. And Ruba comes walking back into the human briefing room and goes, Brain said to give me the blue one? And I'm like, oh no, Brain, why are you so mean to people? So he bought a Griffin at Survival Fest. He took it to mission 3. He fired it 4 times and killed it. Just immediately. And he bought it from Gargunkel, from Griffins and More. And Gargunkel
he makes good stuff.
he felt so bad. He comes walking up to me with a pair of Michel 2 motors, and he goes, "So you can fix Ruba's blaster." I'm like, "You still have these? Like, these aren't being made anymore. Are you sure? Like, I can find other motors." He's like, no, that's what's in there. And in case they're both bad." I'm like, that's a product guarantee. Like, but it's fixed. It's sitting over there in the corner. I'll give it to Ruba. I don't know, November maybe.
Gargunkel's like that. He is very honest, man. And yeah, he makes some good stuff and everything goes wrong with it, he will tell you. So
Legitimately,
it is, yeah.
Just one of God's own prototypes. That dude is an absolute mensch.
Yes, he really is. I
bought
2 or 3 from him now, 4.
I bought a rock from him, the half mega Griffin, right?
Oh,
and like he's building it, and I'm like, "Look, I want it in blue and white, like I want those things." He's like, "Yeah, absolutely, no problem." He's building it, and I just get a message that says, "Do you want your face on it?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, your logo. Do you want your face on it? And I'm like, yeah, I want my face on it. So now, like, everything. I'm like, can I put my face on it somewhere? Can I make this happen? And then Alex, the Detroit guys do Secret Santa every year. So they're Patreons, former guests, stuff like that. Alex got me for Secret Santa and made me Rook, which is his his second most recent Flycore shell, and it's just covered in my face and name. It's everywhere. It's great. It's like carrying a billboard.
Love it. Are we talking about this because of the blaster that Gargunkel made for Chalo at Survival Fest? Is that how we got here?
His bait blaster?
I was set up, and I appreciate it.
He will make things in blue and white or blue, white, and orange, and just like leave them sitting places so that I will buy them. He posted 2, they're either Blitz or Free Runner, I can't remember which. 2 of them on like the auxiliary, the regulars server, where he's like, "I'm bringing these to End War." I'm like, "Hey, that one on the bottom right, can you just put it aside, stick it in a corner,
put my face on it?"
Because it's blue and white, and it's color change. So it's the blue-white color change filament on the grip, and I'm like, I'm never going to use this. I must have it.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way with the stand. You're like, I'll probably never use this, but I must have it. I really wish he'd had the grease goose in my colors, because that is what I really would have liked.
Well, if you tell him that, he'll make another bait blaster for the next time.
I have no doubt. Somebody mention it, that the next time I'm at an event, he said he should have an orange and black grease goose, and I'll throw money at him.
Gargunkel. That was me at Survival Fest. So I go, like, the week preceding Survival Fest, Heatwave posted an Ice Phoenix in like blue and white. And I've wanted one of those things since your video, Cap, when you got the like beta version of that thing.
Which one? Wait, sorry, what?
The Ice Phoenix, that thing that fires like 3rd mega. Like it fires like an inch of mega dart.
Yeah.
And so I bought it. I fired it like 6 times. It's hanging on the wall. I'm like, I'm never going to use this. What did I do this to myself for? Why do I have all these blasters? That got so bad. When I did Stop Fight last summer at Athens, I took only things that Domo had designed. So I just had wildly impractical blaster options. So it was just like, I can tag you, but I will empty the mag doing so. Right? So like I had Hollander, and legitimately I tagged a zombie, and I think I shot that kid 14 times. Like I just pulled the trigger and it happened. And I was like, I'm sorry, if it makes you feel better, it's only 96 feet per second.
Only.
Yeah, and I was just emptying mags. It was hilarious.
Dude, that is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. But see, this is, again, the standard pitch here for the World Foam Alliance and our hobby. For those that are following along home that don't know, that's part of what it is, man. You got so many good people that, they're trying to make money, but at the same time, they're happy to make you stuff that you want. And they're not going to sell you crap or make you crap and things like that. And it's like, we love it. It's like, it's all a win-win, and you never feel cheated, never feel lied to, never feel like I was bamboozled or we might just complain like we're bamboozled, but in the attempt of complaining that we're bamboozled in the hope that someone else bamboozles us with stuff that it's just an easier way of saying, well, I never asked him to make it for me, but he made it for me. I think this is awesome.
Well, and
Either way, it makes it
the
fun.
relationships that come
Yes.
from those things in the hobby. So like Mall Mutation Madness 2 years ago, both me and Xavier get a bolt pistol from Brad Fowler, right? Yeah, mine's over there. Yours is right. Like, we love them.
It's over there.
Mine's downstairs.
But Brad is like talking to me leading up to the event. I don't know that's happening. And he like awkwardly is like, can I like play with you and your friends? Like, can I run with you? I'm like, of course you can run with me. Like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Well, that has led to like, if I go to a major event, Brad stays with me. If I go to a major event, Brad's playing with me, right? Like,
Yep.
Brad's my guy. There is a Discord that is like 8 people. Brad's one of them. And it's just these weird relationships that happen because of this semi-parasocial networking that we all do online.
Yes.
Where people learn what you're into and like what your vibe is, and like that logo, that Talonaxe logo that he put on the side of that blaster, that he has now redesigned like 3 times for me. I have it on patches, I have it on t-shirts, I'll put it on anything. I put it on my blasters. I didn't pay him for it. He was just like, here, I made this thinking of you. Have a great time. Bye.
It's like, what the?
Brad,
I know.
like, legitimately being friends with Brad Fowler is like being friends with some kind of strange gnome who makes beautiful things. It's
That is a good way. I finally got to talk to him a lot, where we connected. And that's how I got my bolter. Was
Yep.
at Survival Fest, and we talked about so many things because it's the idea of you want to see people succeed. And like one of the big things I told him was to, with those bolters, as great as they are, man, hit your local shops, man, where you have the Warhammer games happening, and get to know the owners, and just leave one for show, and you'll get orders.
so
easily.
Brad doesn't know this. In this box over here, like that's open right off of screen.
Yeah.
That gets shipped out this week because it has to be at my brother's in Boston before the 17th. In that box is a bolt pistol for my brother. There's no batteries. There's no charger, just the bolt pistol. Because my brother owns a gaming store.
See? Yes, exactly.
I get to give my brother something he will enjoy, and I get to give Brad sales.
Yes. It makes total sense because like it's also it's people that genuinely know what they want. It's nothing overwhelming where you're getting random people asking you stupid things, and like especially from a starting perspective, it just makes a lot of sense, man, to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I
then
need to get back into making shorts. I'm just taking things to the range and shooting on them and tagging all the people who designed them.
Yep. Because the other thing is those just like one of the things I do is if I'm going anywhere, it'll just be like, we're leaving the house. It's 4:30 in the morning. Alan's decided we have to leave now. And like, I'll just talk for like 25 seconds or whatever, right? And post it. And then as the day goes on, those get more and more like manic and strange.
Yes.
And like we'll be
You
in the
weirdo.
van and I'll be like getting people on them, or we'll be mid mission and I'm like, I'm exhausted. Look at Scotty. Scotty's like falling asleep. Or just they go, right? You put them on the internet and people like them. People comment. Because when I do those like adventure vlogs, people are legitimately just like living through us. So prepare yourself, Chelo, because that's going to happen in the car on the way to.
I'm very, very familiar. That's why people send me so much stuff. So much. They want to be involved. They want to be part of the fun. So they mail me 36 pounds of Skittles.
Dude,
Now
that'd
root
be
beers.
fun.
Send me root beers. Find me new root beers that I don't have and send them to me.
I
will mail you a button.
I applied for a sponsorship. I have never done this. There is a zero sugar, like keto friendly gummy candy thing. And I bought them because I have diabetes. I need to watch what I eat. I need to be proactive, right? And they taste good. So it's like, oh, these don't suck. That's a fun change. So I ordered like 8 boxes of them in different flavors, right? I will say, as with most things that are zero sugar, they make up for that by it being a large percentage of your dietary fiber for the day. And if you eat more than one packet of them, that dietary fiber is going to do things. They're very good. So I applied for a sponsorship thing, and I'm waiting to hear back because I would very much like enjoy being on the field at an HVZ doing a short and just being like, put this in your mouth. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I know.
I think it'd be interesting with the two of you in Nashville and Knoxville if you guys both do a live thing, but opposing where one says, I think this is happening, and the other one's like, I don't know what the fuck, he's lost his mind clearly. We're going here. No, we're not going over here. We're going over here. I think it'd be very funny to see it's almost like a call and response back and forth, at least on the road trip or something else, where it's like, which one is telling the truth? Which one has actually lost his mind? And it'd be thoroughly entertaining just to see the back and forth.
We've locked down some of the side quests that have to happen while he's here. Nice. There is a liquor store that carries root beer. So we have to stop at Frugal McDougal.
Frugal MacDougal's. I'm not kidding you. We're going to Frugal MacDougal's liquor store looking for root beer.
What is fun about this is I have passed Frugal McDougal's dozens of times and just been like, that name's funny. I should stop there at some point. And he's like, hey, we need to go here for root beer. And I'm like, yeah.
Nice. Right across the street, there's some kind of a brewery that may or may not have a really good root beer.
I am deeply frustrated so there used to be a brewery like an hour south of Nashville called Valhalla Brewing Company, and they had root beer, but they closed a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
That like just was on my list.
Like I took Captain Xavier, who names all of his blasters after Norse gods, to Valhalla for his ambrosia.
Yep. Actually, no, I believe it is spelled Frugal. Frugal.
Yeah.
MacDougal.
Yeah, it's
interesting. I believe we'll also be hitting a Rocket Fizz.
Yep.
In Knoxville, and a couple of Lego stores.
Yeah, because we have 2 actual Lego stores and 1 pirate Lego store.
Yes, which is where you get the good stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the
Music
one.
City bricks.
All I need from the 2 Lego stores is to go in and get my passport stamped. At the Music City one, I want to actually spend time there. Yeah. We have to figure out timing, which is why I'm flying out late on Sunday. So we'll have all day Sunday to, because if we end up doing the other thing that we're hoping we'll get to do that we're not going to talk about in case it doesn't happen, that's going to take up our Friday.
Yep.
So I okay, well, whether that happens or not, fine. Well, I'll give myself plenty of time Sunday so I can make sure I get to Sunday, all 3 of the Lego stores.
I'm a brunch bitch.
No. Bacon should be eaten. No bacon should be eaten before 10 o'clock.
There is a one of my favorite like brunch spots in Nashville is called the Waffle Taco. It is a Mexican breakfast joint in an old Waffle House.
A Waffle House closed down?
Right? But like all of the
what kind of an apocalypse happened?
Well, it is Nashville. all of their like signage and stuff is like waffles don't see gender. Waffles are delicious no matter your race, sex, or creed. I'm like, that's totally valid. That's completely true. Waffles rule.
AJ, you were the one who told me about the soda shop. Was that you? You in the comments? I see you there. Yes, somebody told me that somebody had told someone else about a soda shop in Frederick while I was at Maryland Mayhem, and that they had just a wall of root beer.
Yes.
And so me and Rocket road tripped out there. It was only 50 minutes, which apparently to the folks in Maryland is a long way. My grocery store is 45 minutes from me.
Yes.
We're on a different scale here on the West Coast. And sure enough, they had like so many root beers that I hadn't had. I bought so much root beer we qualified for the bulk discount. I need to send you a pat or a button, sir, because sending me there definitely earned a button, and I don't think I got you a button.
Did I get you new patches at Survival Fest?
Yes.
Or were we both too busy to make that happen?
I came back with a patch from you.
Yep, I have one as well.
I don't think it made it to the wall. I don't know where it is.
It's just one of those things that I'm thinking about, like with you coming, it's dragging stuff out of boxes and stuff.
This is Detroit. That's a different one.
That's the new Detroit one, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I got lots of stuff, man.
That's the
just a little bit.
Because so back to Brad, because apparently Brad is a topic tonight. So Brad did the Talonaxe. After he did the Talonaxe, Alan, who's like the other half of the Armory, Alan got offended and decided he needed a logo. So he got the Decepticon done. Decepticon with a beard, right?
Very cool.
So then for his nephew Connor, who plays with us, for his birthday, we got him a logo by Brad, which is the Con Orc. So it's an orc wearing a cowboy hat. And Alex was like, I need a logo by Brad. Why don't I have a Brad logo? And so that Lego head got made.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah. And it's the funniest part is like, we're like, this is an involved thing and it's going to take a lot of time. And Brad cranks these things out at like 10, 15 minutes and just like sends it to you. And like, how many colors do you want it in? Like, do you just want black and white? What do you want?
I love that he turned my logo into like the orc logo. I'm getting shirts made like that. That is just great.
The Orc the Geek logo is awesome.
Oh my god, I got to do shirts.
And I have the X-Strike Aquila.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
It is disgusting. Like Brad legitimately is just this like disgustingly talented individual, and he's just like sitting at home and he's just like, hey, I did this. I set him, so I mounted the panic button to the side of the battle axe, right? And I'm like, I have the switch box is like, I glued a piece of pick rail to it and just like bolted it to the thing, and like it works, it's fine. And I'd asked Brad, like in passing, like, can you merge the knuckle duster and the switch box together and make it one thing? And he sends it to me and it's just perfect. He's like, yeah, it'll just print. You don't need supports. It's fine. I'm like, what the hell?
And he really is. He is a creative, talented man. And he's super nice too. But he is so reserved and mellow.
But the thing is Brad is like this microcosm of just the hobby space, right? You have all of these people doing great things for people in the hobby space, and they're totally unacknowledged, right? Be it Devin starting this Nerf arena in Knoxville. He's just like, it is $20 for 8 hours of play. What else can you do for 8 hours for $20?
Can't get a new movie on Netflix for $20.
You can't get into Dollywood for $20, right?
Nope.
Like, you can't do anything for $20. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. You've got guys running these massive mega events, be it UMBC or Survival Fest or End War or RAG or whatever. And it's like, they're just doing it. They don't make money. They don't get paid. Like,
we're getting paid for this show.
Yeah, exactly. We're all here on a Wednesday night. I got like 35 things I could be doing. You've got 35 things you could be doing. Al really can only do this right now.
Yes.
Like, Al is laid up. Honestly, he should probably just be doing World Foam Alliance streams like 26 hours a day. But, like, you've got a Lego army to be building. I've got Battletech minis that need painted. I've got blasters that need built. Like,
I need to print some more spacers and get all of my loner blasters tuned. But
you've got all of these people, and it's one of those things that, like, it's one of the things the World Foam Alliance does really well is spotlight these people, right? Like, Radioactive with Dart Sweep last week.
Yep.
Like, Radioactive has built 1 million Hammershot mods, and we all know he exists, but nobody's ever talked to him about it. Right?
Yep. It's that's why I love what Andrew does over the foam zone. It's like I see, because we get everyone else that everyone knows, but Andrew specifically goes to find out the people that you should know and that nobody knows, or that things are coming, and he does very well at finding those people and putting them on, which is great. And Andrew's always here's the funny thing about Andrew Dart Sweep. Well, I'm not that big of a deal. You're a bigger deal than you think you are, you dumbass. Just you're coming along for the ride and you're doing just fine. Let's go, man.
Like, he doesn't have like the subscribe. That's the argument, right? He's like, I'm not important because. And I have the same thing, right? If I look at J-Lo's subscriber base, I am a small fish in this pond. But the flip side is like talking about, I know every event that's happening in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? I'm plugged in and I know what's
and you go to them. And you go to them.
when I can. I do my best.
The neat thing about the Pacific Northwest is so many of the big names are up here. We've got Out of Dart, Silver Fox,
so
Xbox,
weird.
Me, and we have no events.
It's
no big events. The only thing we have is the Borst event, which it's just a public Nerf war.
Still good, but not the same.
It's so weird. Like, you guys have so many big names, and it's like, and what do? Nothing. They go other places.
Yeah, but we sponsor all of the other events. And the reason we're able to sponsor the events is because they're busy doing the stuff that allows them to have the money to sponsor the events. They don't have time to run an event.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're working on it. We are working on it. We have a venue now.
Because, like, you talk about never been to Tennessee. I've never been to the Pacific Northwest. I've never gone farther west than Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, you should come up here. See the Out of Darts warehouse. See my place. It'll be great.
Yeah.
On the list, man. Do it. Do it.
RAG is in California. California is not the Pacific Northwest. It's the Southwest.
It's also far. Like, it's far for you.
It's a 16-hour drive from where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you like, it's one of the things living on the East Coast that we don't understand about the West Coast, and what the West Coast doesn't understand about the East Coast is like, it's very far. I don't know if you're aware, the United States is quite tall.
Yes. No, like I said, I knew Europe was small, and they consider a 45-minute drive just an unacceptable distance. Who would ever be willing to drive 45 minutes? And I'm like, my closest friend is an hour and a half from me.
I did more than one drive today for work that was longer than 45 minutes. More than one.
Yeah, I've had multiple commutes that were longer than that. Now my commute is all of 5 feet, but once upon a time. But I've discovered an awful lot of the East Coast has a similar mentality of, depending on where you are, obviously, but like the people in Maryland, something's an hour away. That's too far. I can't do that. You're like, what?
And like so one of the things, talking to the Survival Fest admins, last year they got a pretty good buy-in from the New York guys to State College. But the concept of going the additional 4.5 to Athens, totally unacceptable.
Too far?
They could go to State College, but no farther.
It's too far.
Yeah, that was like the New York City guys. Whereas the RIT folks are a whole other story. They're just like, oh, we're driving 28 hours. That's fine. Yeah, we're on board. And talking about Florida, that was what I wanted to jump all over you about earlier. There are 2 HVZs in Florida you could go and do. Both UF and FSU have games. And I've played the UF game. The UF game's pretty good. I hear good things about the FSU game. I just haven't played it.
Which towns are those in, says the Canadian?
Gainesville and Tallahassee.
There we go.
I will say, we played Gainesville when End War 22 was happening. We were at Gainesville. And that's the first HVZ I almost died at. We were so hot. And they had us playing in the dark, in a forest. I fell down. I almost died. And then it was
Wait.
wet.
I'm sensing a trend now. You ever notice that it was hot? I almost died. It was hot. I'm sensing a trend here.
Yep, I don't like hot.
We're
Don't like it. And then it was so wet the next day that me and Alan, like it was raining all night, rained most of the day. They pushed the start time back like 3 hours. And me and Alan are like, no, we are too old to play competitive slip and slide with college kids. No.
Yes.
So like we had Korean barbecue. We had a lovely evening. The rest of the guys we had gone down with, like they posted photos and they are just like caked in mud, just head to toe.
No, thank you. Yeah, no. Definitely not. Yeah, too hot is not good. I just can't. No, thank you.
It's one of those things. I would always rather be cold than hot. I can always put on more layers, but there is a socially acceptable number of layers I can take off.
Everybody
I grew up in Minnesota. I prefer the cold as well. I understand the concept of layers. Just
that's
put
part
on
of it.
Another shirt, you'll be fine.
I grew up in central Pennsylvania. You grew up in Minnesota. Someone here comes from the Great White North. Like none of us were built for heat.
I do well in the heat, but it could be also ancestry. But I think for me, the interesting thing is layers are good. But I've always been the guy, and I grew up in Canada. People are like, it's winter. How are you wearing a t-shirt? I said, because you buy a good jacket and it won't matter.
So when I was in high school, we played rugby in a blizzard. And it deadened all the nerve endings from the knee down.
Yeah.
So like I have no understanding of what the temperature is on my lower legs. Everywhere else, fine. But my lower legs, it's like, is it hot? Is it cold? Who knows?
How do you think you shovel driveways in Toronto? You put on a jacket, you're going to shovel, you're going to get hot and sweaty. What do? You wear shorts and you put on a jacket.
Yep. and some tall boots.
I have nerfed in a blizzard. That was fun. 2, actually.
Where?
One in Idaho and one here in Washington.
I think I've seen pictures of that.
There's a gorgeous picture from one of the first HVZs I was ever in where I've got Ire before she was modified. And there's a picture of me and my lieutenant. And they got a picture of the dart coming out of the blaster, coming over his shoulder, snow on our heads, snow coming down, angry, our serious faces on. It was good times.
Tell you what, that's what I'm waiting for from Survival Fest is all that video and picture and stuff Andrew took riding around on the hoverboard or whatever. There is a sequence where we're fighting that fighting retreat down that walkway before we get to that tunnel where he is standing right here. And it is literally when Siren goes, is this where we die? And I go, not today. I'm like, I know this exists. I know he took it. But if last, indication, it might be a year before we see those.
It might. The boy is.
It's my channel's full. Also have footage, or at least some footage, of the first Fort Warden event, it was snowing when we did Fort Warden the first time. It was like 5 degrees. It was cold. Most people's batteries quit working.
Wow.
Yeah, no thank you. No
wow.
Thank you. Oh.
The only ones that worked this was so long ago, most people hadn't made the switch to LiPo yet. This was early enough in the hobby that wasn't very prevalent. One person had, and their blaster worked just fine. And was hitting spicy and getting hit by, and I think he was probably running like FVJs or Vowberries back then. We hadn't made this back then. So imagine it's 5 degrees and you're being hit at 175 FPS at 15 feet by hard tip darts. It stung.
No, thank you.
And that was the first event where I'd gotten my full face mask. And I turned my head around the corner and he lit me up from here to here, right across the face with that thing at like 10 feet. And I didn't feel a thing. And this is why I wear a mask. Because that would have ruined my day otherwise.
In in high FPS games, I will put a like a lower face shield on, and I have prescription eye pro. Like I have safety glasses. Because I got hit in the lip one time by one of the guys in label, and it was like 95 degrees, right? So everything hurts more. But I got hit in the lip, and he legitimately split my lip with a Harrier at about 65 feet.
Wow.
And I'm like, am I bleeding? But my hands are so flushed because it's like 95 degrees, I can't tell. I come walking off the field, and Alan goes, James, are you bleeding? I go, what do you mean? And there is a giant red smear on my pants leg.
Yep. Oh, I'm bleeding. I love when that happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, those purple shorts I wear, there's still like a stain from it.
Gentlemen,
Oh,
again,
man.
give the plug for B&B. Which weekend, what to expect, where you can find, and
Weekend
also
of the
for other people.
26th in
Yep.
Knoxville, Tennessee. I and Talonaxe will be there running amok. I haven't decided what I'm going to bring. Probably my usual full HVC loadout, just because it's got all the bases covered.
I'm
Proton
just going to
pack,
say,
FDL3, dual pew-pews, you know.
I got a whole bucket arrival here with your name on it. Like,
Nice.
but yeah, I'm gonna be at B&B on the 26th, and the weekend before that, because I am a glutton for punishment, I'm gonna be at End War in Charlotte, North Carolina, all 3 days to some permutation. The debate is still if I drive over Thursday night or drive over Friday morning.
How long is the drive?
About 6. Everything's 6 hours from Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah, it's witchcraft. I love it.
And then where can people go to find out about that event, in case they're curious to figure out how far of a drive it is for them?
So they have a Facebook page, which I think is just B&B Indoor Foam Arena, and they have a website which is Burgers and Blasters, I think .com. Yeah, burgersandblasters.com. But lovely place, great people, super enjoyable. And if we make them successful, they'll keep affording us these opportunities.
This is why we did the Portland events, was if we made their 3 events work and made them some money, we'll get access to their space. And so we did, and now we do. And that's why we do these little things. Yeah, I'm also gotten fun of the weekend before this trip. I'll be running the Borst event, our monthly event here at Fort Borst in Centralia, Washington.
Yeah, I've been corrected. It's Blasters and Burgers, and you can pre-buy tickets right now. Like you could buy the ticket, do your waiver, no time on the ground spent not playing, right? And
how much is it?
$20. It's $20. That's nothing. I can't go to lunch for $20. Like,
I agree.
Gonna be a good event.
Borst War happening up. I've been to it twice now. Yeah, Fort Borst. It is a great venue. I do like it, with the trees, with the open field, and the different terrain. And you're right there. It's easy access. And again, you get such a great turnout. You have great mods, and you know what you're doing. And you bring the trailer. And I also love the fact that you just walk across the street from the park, and it's a whole mini mall where so many options to eat,
there's just a Safeway right there. There's food right there. Plenty of parking, lots of shade. Yes. We do bring a lot of cover, so we've got lots of cover now. They have unfortunately now fenced off the fort itself.
Oh, really?
There's now a chain fence going around it, so you can't actually go up against the fort and use it for cover, but it's still a neat obstacle in the middle of the venue. We're toying with the idea of going with 3 teams this time rather than just 2 teams, because we've gotten large enough. If we get enough people, we might finally break out a 3rd team which will be interesting.
Like three on the field at the same time, or like cycling, somebody's always off the field getting a snack or whatever.
Patches. I don't have patches. I've got buttons. I can get you a button.
Who did you just answer?
He answered the chat.
The guy who told me where the soda shop was. Which has had a major, more than just getting all the root beer that was at that place. It hadn't occurred to me that stores like that even existed. And so now I know what to look for, because Google is great and all, but if you don't put in the right keywords, you're not going to find anything.
Correct.
So I didn't know what to even look for. And now I know what kind of, okay, I need to look for soda store or soda shop or candy shop and I can find those places now, and it's handy.
Very. So again, just a reminder to everyone, this weekend it's Jared's Epic Nerf Battle. None of us are going to be there, but in terms of the lineups he's got for this one, you know who we missed? Beret. So yeah, Brett, he's also going to be there.
No, we mentioned him. I mentioned him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Then I missed it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Brett's going to Jared's Epic Nerf Battle out of darts, Flux. I don't know if Luchathor is, but probably if Flux and
he is.
And Luchathor.
Yeah, Luchathor was in the first photo doing the Luchathor thing.
Nice. Yeah, Lucha's there.
I got the invite, but it would have meant I was doing that, Bourse, Nashville. Plus, I don't like Jared's Epic Nerf Battle. Well, I don't like Jared.
Yeah, so you're in the right place. But then also for you also have Drax going to be there, Ri-Fi, and Aaron Esser. If you're in the Texas area, you want to go check it out. This is probably going to be the last one as well. Feel free and go ahead. If you're looking for an organized Nerf war, that is not what it is. It is just chaos and madness.
If you want a massive, massive chaotic event of small children shooting you in the face,
wear a cup,
the one to go to.
Wear a mask.
Yeah, wear a cup,
mask,
man.
Wear a cup. Little kids have no shame.
Nope.
Yeah, so if you want to go just for the experience, but also Sophie Lightning is there too. So it's your chance to meet a lot of these people. I'm glad I went to the ones I went
to just so I can have experienced it. And I got to go as a guest, and I got to go as just an attendee. So I got both sides of it, and it's fun.
There you go. Just know what to expect. There's no Maryland Mayhem. Or Survival Fest. It's just chaos. And probably free stuff. But anyway.
It's not even your local Nerf war.
No, yeah, I know.
Assume that all of your darts and at least one of your blasters are going to get stolen.
Chaos. No, thank you. But let us know if you go, how it turns out. That'd be great. Also, after that, remember, End War is coming up. It is the next major event. End War is happening in North Carolina. Be sure to go check it out and go see. Again, myself and Cello will not be going. Talonaxe, he has been guilted in going. So, yeah, go say hi to James. Go see him, man, and keep him company. And make sure he doesn't die this time. Bring him water or something.
That's remember, bad.
He's not allowed to die. He's my ride to Knoxville.
After that, there is the ride to Knoxville, which Captain Xavier will be needing and using. Also, for my Toronto friends, Camp Echo Base is happening this weekend. So it's the one where they do a Nerf event where they sleep over. It's over on a property that one of the admins have. So again, Tang, the Toronto area Nerf group, or just reach out to Hixie or Blue to find out about it. It is this weekend, so you might want to jump on that as quickly as you can. That's happening this weekend. There are other events. Well, we got CR Nerf, which is happening in August, but we'll be back on again to talk about that before then. These are the more imminent ones. Foam Zone should be on again next Wednesday. I'm not sure who he has. Dart Sweep has been busy. His plate has been full, just with personal, social, and other things. But he will most likely be on next Wednesday. After that, Cap and I will be back the following Wednesday again for another episode of Get Off My Lawn. I will probably be back in the basement. Why am I on the couch today? Because I cannot sit on a proper chair for longer than half an hour. I can't sit on a couch with my leg up and icing it. So that's why this look is happening here. For those that are late or have, short-term memory issues, which means you probably have so many more other issues that are happening. World Foam Alliance, if you haven't subscribed or liked, please go ahead and subscribe and like to the channel as always. Remember, we're a nonprofit. We got no money. The website's under construction. When we get money, we'll throw more money at it and keep it going. But this is a good example of what we do. We connect people. That's what we want to do. That's what we try to do. That's also what we do the show. It's what James does through the Discord. Be sure to go over see the Discord. He is in charge of the WFA Discord. You want to know information? Sometimes I will not know. James will probably know. Go see him over there. Other than that, I think that's all I have for now.
Detroit Dartworks. Yes, I will have my buttons with me when I come to Detroit in September. So you will get your button. He mailed me root beer.
Nice. Talonaxe, what about you? You got any final thoughts?
Be good to each other. Stop being rude.
Don't be mean. Rule 0.
Don't be
It's
mean.
rule 0 in every event I've ever been to. Don't be a jerk.
That's right. Don't be a jerk. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again. You know how to find us. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be good. Yeah, be good to everyone, man. Let's have some fun. Go have some Nerf events. Let us know about it. And yeah, you know what? Get off my lawn.